Hey, how y'all doing today, guys? Today's historic brawl commander is Rocco, a legendary elf druid that when it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you may search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less, and we can put it on the battlefield. So, a handful of ways you can play a commander like this. The way we're going to be playing them is more of like a toolbox. So to help us get full value out of his effect, we have cards that double our mana. So we have cards like Mirari's Wake. We also have Nyx Bloom Ancient. We have Tireless Provisioner. We have some ramp spell, or not ramp spells, but artifacts. A lot of our 2-drops are mana adding creatures, or mana dorks. A couple treasure makers with Magda and Goldspan. This is all basically so that we have plenty of mana at most of the times, so that we can potentially go into our 6-drops like Kogla, Ellis Norn with 7. We can get Nyx Bloom Ancient if we have the mana and the time for it. Meteor Golem, Vorinclex, and then Enray's Forerunners and Craterhoof Behemoth can close out most matches if we can afford them. We have cards like the Great Henge always to get us some card draw, make our creatures a little bit tougher. Also gives us a little bit of mana, so it kind of does everything that we want it to. We also have cards that are good against certain matchups, like Yasharn is really good against or not creatures, but like treasure decks. Anything that relies on sacrificing something, Yasharn is pretty good against. Pretty much sets that whole kind of deck down. We have Blade Historian if we can't afford any of the bigger drops, but say we have a field, we can go get him if we can afford him. And the double strike on all of our creatures is pretty nice. We also have Helena and Alina for some haste. We're also running Cabarettis for Rebels. I'm not quite sure how this card might work. I got it from one of the free packs, so I figured I'd see how it might play out. Basically, whenever we cast a creature spell, we can seek a creature card with lesser mana value and put it on the battlefield. I'm assuming that if we pay X, say 8, for something like Craterhoof or Enrays, then we have the potential to play any of our other creatures from our deck without having to pay their cost at all too. So technically we go from, summon 1 creature with Rocco to be able to summon 2 creatures for free, essentially. We also have a little bit of artifact removal with like Helios and interventions. Deck doesn't have a lot of interactions, mostly with the creatures. And even then, it's still not as good as it could be. But the deck performs pretty well. So we're going to get into a few matches and see how this all plays out. Alright. Going up against... How do you say this name? Quasar. So basically, every time they draw, we lose a life. And there's a couple cards that they can look for that will make it very hard. If not, it's like an infinite loop. Like Lich Mastery would be one. Hand's a bit too heavy. This hand's not much better either. But we have the Celestis, I guess. And let's mulligan one more time. And this hand works a lot better. I think we will get rid of your ambush on the road. That's one of our spells to bounce Rocco back to our hand without making him cost more. Oh, that's going to be a good card. Might be able to start storming off, essentially. Might be just what we need to get things going quicker than they can. Shepherd of the flock can return it to our hand if they try to destroy it. Alright, they're gonna ramp. And it's just in or? So it's just one or the other, okay. So we will go for, so we could go for Rocco, a 3 and a 2. Or we can go for, you know, let's go for Nissa while we can.
Seek shelter in my stewardship. Rise, my elemental friend.
No attacks. I'll play Gala Greeters. Can't land our else. So now we have blockers. Alright, well there it goes. I wish we had one more mana to keep up. But it's fine now.
Harness the elements.
We will swing like this. And we'll just see if they have a board wipe. We can bounce any of our creatures back to our hand. If not, we can pay quite a bit. So yeah, we have all the mana we can need for next turn. God Eternal. We will search for a force. Should be able to play this for 8. Yep. Might get countered. Alright. Crater Hoof time. Kind of make everything gigantic. Yeah, they don't really have a way to negate Crater Hoof. Alright, going up against it soon. You have no green mana. You have no creatures to play. Guess we'll keep this hand and get rid of Blade Historian. We can play Castle first. Go for Snarl next. Then play Naga Vitalis. Next turn we can play a Key to the Archive. They play their commander, that'd be nice, because that basically just means they're not going to have any special attack triggers next turn, unless they have something with haste. Espeth Nightmare, it's good for them. Just for Sentinel. You're going to get rid of Key to the Archive. Alright, they just passed turn. Play Esper Sentinel. Could play Rocco for 1. Something tells me they have something like a board wipe. So I'm just not gonna attack. Yep. Figure it had to be something. Alright, there's our next land.
I'm not
If we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we get to 7, we can play the Sharn.
Let your blade do the talking.
Alright, playing Nadar. Either's intervention can help us negate some damage if we need it. Gain life from it.
Remember your training.
What is with this hand destruction? Target player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land permanent from it. We're gonna have to go ahead and pay or use Helios intervention to gain some life. So, I'm gonna pay for 2. Because we ain't gonna block either way. Let's control 2 or fewer. Should go for Stomping Ground. I guess we should go ahead and play Rocco, and then we can chump block and hope for the best. Let's see what we have for 3. We can go for Ice Shaper, Radha. Kothos would be a good way to just gain some life.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Alright, get Rocco back in our hand. Terror the Peaks. I'm sure Terror the Peaks is probably gonna get destroyed immediately. If not, we can end race Forerunner next turn and get rid of quite a bit of their stuff. Get rid of Nadar and their Planeswalker. Might be even have enough mana to
Remember
make
your training.
Kothis creature too. Alright. Get to draw again. Get rid of our Esper Sentinel. Alright, they attack with their... They attack with their... Oh, never mind. I don't know why they don't attack with their commander. Just gonna have to take it. This would be a good time to also... This would be a good time to also, get a Blade Historian out. Vorinclex would be nice. I just feel like it's gonna get destroyed. So we have to pay 5 for Rocco. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves us with 3 mana to do whatever with. We have enough to be able to get rid of their Nadar and their commander. So let's do that. This will also lock their mana out next turn. What do you need to crew? Only 3. But we can't get rid of their commander. But we can get rid of Nadar. Just need to get rid of Nadar, then we can figure out what to do about their commander later. Because we can't swing in because they'll just summon their vehicle. So no attacks. Next turn we can get 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9. So we can summon a 4-drop in Rocco and that can get rid of some other stuff. And that should be able to get rid of their planeswalkers if we need it. So what does this do? It does 3 damage whenever it attacks.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
So we can just chump with Jasper Sentinel. Oh, perfect. I don't know why they give us a creature, because now we can tap
Back off.
that token. Can get rid of Nadar for good. We can also attack their Planeswalker without any issues. So I think we Rocco for can do it for 5. Trying to think of what 5-drops we might have. It's not like we really have any other choices. Alright. Get rid of their token. And we can go for Goldspan or Helena. Feel like Goldspan is what we should choose, because then we can get rid of their commander. And if they have a board wipe, this will help us set up again. So, send that there. Send these two to face. Now, if anything, we have a decent bit of mana, even if they board wipe. Send that to him. That's the only thing I can imagine that they might have now. Yeah. Gains Vigilance and Trample. We will get rid of the Wandering Emperor. See, are we able to pay for both? Now we just need like a haste creature. We can do Blade Historian next. Cost 7 just to play Rocco now. And Rays also has just enough HP that even if they replay their commander and then attack him, they don't have enough. They're gonna crew. So they only have one. So we have to block. Get rid of that. So we really just have to survive one more turn. So we have 4 mana. Let's see, we can go for Questing Beasts. And that's go. Almost didn't win that. That was a good game though. Alright, we're going against Warren Click's Voice of Hunger. Let's see, they're probably going to be ramping to get to Vorinclex. So we need something to get there quick too. So we'll go for Plains and the Esper Sentinel. We will go for a green. Back in. We can play Sundown Pass next. Destiny Spinner. It's fine. Go for Lantern Warrior. Visionary. Get Paradise True, that's good. So we can definitely start getting into some of our bigger spells pretty quick. We'll go ahead and play Jetmere Garden. Let's see. So we have 4, 6 already. We'll have 7 next turn. So go for Castle. So let's just say if we could play Castle, so that's 4 mana. Maybe have to tap for 5. That gives us 6. We have 2 left over. So 6. 7, 8. So we could grab something for 5. I think that's fine. Or we can go for Delana, Wild Mage. Yeah, we got plenty of time, so we'll go for Wild Mage instead. We'll make a Desert token, and next turn we should be able to win. And next turn we can grab something like Craterhoof Behemoth. Should have the mana for it, I don't really know. I ain't doing the math. Alright, Force. So next turn they're probably going to play Vorinclex. Cultivate. We drew a Finale. Let's just see if we can pay 8. No. So Castle. This gives us 6. So now we should be able to pay 8. Can't. Then we'll just go for 7, I guess. We need to play something big here. We'll make another treasure token. Take action. We can attack him with something like Ellis Norn. Put a +1 counter on Gala Greeter. Swing in. We will copy. It's a legendary creature though. Just copy Gala Greeter. Alright. We get to make one more. Get to make another. Get to make another. Get to make another. Alright. And we're gonna have a bunch of triggers. Oh my god, the noise. I think we have plenty of treasure. That was definitely something. Was not expecting that.